Women in Focus, a podcast by British Naturism. Hello and welcome to British Naturism's Women in Focus podcast. I'm your host, Helen Berryman, and today we're crossing the pond over to Mexico and we're going to be chatting with Angela de la Cruz. She is also fairly new into naturism, maybe the same time as me, about 3 years. And it's really going to be interesting to see her take on naturism, how she got into it, how she finds it helps her. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. So, yeah, let's welcome Angela de la Cruz. Hi, Angie.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us for the Women in Focus podcast. Angela, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. And I am Angela. I'm 32 years old. I'm from Mexico. I currently living in Guadalajara. And I've been promoting nudism for the last 3 years. And now I'm starting also to travel around Mexico to get to know a little bit more of the nudist communities and the natural spaces that where nudists can find nature and enjoy.
Excellent. Do you have a job? Do you work?
Promoting nudism is my current work. And
you and me both?
Yeah. It's a lovely work.
Yeah, we get paid to be a nudist.
Yeah. And also I teach online as an entrepreneur. Most of my students are nudists, so I provide clothing optional classes in English and Spanish.
Brilliant. So where did it all begin? How long have you been a naturist and how did it all come about?
Well, it was in the spring of 2017. I was also living here in Guadalajara, and a friend of mine invited me to a pool party. She was like, okay, I know you are a very open-minded person, and I think that you like to experience new things. So I have something for you that you may want to try. And so it was a pool party of a community here in Guadalajara. And when I arrived, I remember Hector, my friend, I didn't know him at that time, and he showed up to receive us fully naked. And I opened the door of the car, and there he was, And he was like, welcome. Before you go in, take all your clothes off and join us. I was like, okay, that took me like 3 seconds. And I was like, yeah, why not? I took all my clothes off, and I was, honestly, it didn't cost me that much. I was like, I'm here to discover this new face. Let's see if I like it or not. And yeah, from there on, I will say, like, I can count with my hands the amount of times that I have used a swimsuit since 2017.
So before going to that pool party, did you know it was going to be swimsuit optional?
No, I knew that I was totally fully naked. So yeah, I don't remember like if I was like confusing it, like it was going to see something different or not. I was like zero expectations. I was like, yeah, let's see what is it about and see if I like it.
And you did.
Yeah, I loved it.
How many people do you think were there at the time?
Probably there were around 50 people.
Wow, so you got straight into it.
Yeah. Yeah, most of them were adults. All the party were adults. Little by little, I started to get more involved in family nudism, but that was a different experience. But most of my first time experiences, my first experience, the first year probably, it was only adults.
So from that very first pool party, what happened after that? Did you think like, wow, this is great, I must do it again?
Yeah. After that pool party, I remember I started talking with Hector and Andrea, and Hector had a plan where he wanted to, in his house, do some workshops and all that stuff. I was like, hey, I'm an English teacher. Why not? We can do an English conversation club. And he was like, yes, why not? So I honestly went like all straight now. So we started to create a conversational club, and that was weekly on Thursdays, I think I remember. And all the events, I was the first one to be there. I remember also Hector at that time, he had a YouTube channel and he did interviews, cooking videos, etc. And Andrea, she didn't want to appear still on social media, no? So I was like the female volunteer, like, hey, I need a woman for this. Hey, I need a woman for that. I was like, okay, me, no. And because I was like, I don't know, for me it was very powerful, no, like empowering myself. I was like, I want other women to feel this that I'm feeling, no. And so that's why I wanted to be participating in all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so every time I had a chance to participate, to get involved, I was there.
Brilliant. In Mexico, what is the law regarding naturism?
There is like no specific, like there is no prohibition, but there is no open, like it's not open. Now, for example, if you go to a beach that is not clothing optional and somebody sees you naked, if they don't go with the police or anyone, like it's okay, no? But if they go with the police, they will say like, okay, you need to dress and leave the space. Now, probably they will not take you to jail because you are not doing anything, like you are not harming anyone. But it's only like if you are bothering other people, then you need to go away, no? So yeah, there is no law that prohibits nudity in public, but it's not also like it's okay to do it. No?
Fair enough. One of the questions on the Women in Focus is about the difference between the labels. So, what do you think is the difference, or is there any difference between naturism and nudism?
Here in Mexico, I do, or at least in Spanish, in this part of the world, I do believe there is a difference because naturism, it goes more into the lifestyle of taking care of the earth, like having less impact on your footprint. And nudism is more about feeling more comfortable with your nudity, no? But it's funny because, for example, what I sometimes do for when I'm looking for a place for an event, I tell the people that we are naturist, no?
Yeah.
So, because sometimes the word nudist, it's for them still a little bit under a lot of prejudice. So we prefer to use the word naturism, and then we tell them, of course, the people like to enjoy themselves naked in nature, etc. No, so it's I will say it's friendlier, but it's not the same. No, I will say not all naturists are nudist, and not all nudists are naturist.
So, naturism tends to be more about the environment and being comfortable, and nudism is more just about taking your clothes off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what does a typical day look like for Angie?
It depends if I am traveling or I am working, no, on home. Because as I told you right now, my job is to explore natural spaces where we can go and enjoy in nudity. So if I am on exploration day, I wake up very early and then I go to my destination and stay there, enjoy, record, go back, record, go again. It's like recording, it seems very easy, but then it takes a lot of steps, no? And once I finish all my recording, then I enjoy the time. No, not that I not enjoy recording, but it's exhausting. And so I stay there the day, or depending the time that I will be in that place. And then the other days that is behind the scene is I wake up, I do some jogging, and then I start breakfast, start working, turn on the computer, and from there is like editing videos for Instagram, for Twitter. Those are the most social medias that I use. Then my videos for YouTube, videos for my patrons. So I organize depending the day. I select days, like this day is for YouTube, this day is for Patreon, this day is for social medias and all that stuff. And planning, so like what is, for example, now that is the end of the month, I need to see my calendar, what I'm going to do for November, where I'm going to go, because also it's starting winter. It's cold, but not that cold as you can think of the UK now. But so I need to find different spaces where I can travel. So that's pretty much it. Like behind computer, a lot is done.
And when you're at home, if you can be naked, you will be. Yes.
Yeah. Like normally, I live by myself. So okay, and I told like my neighbor we have a patio, and so she can look, but it's like, hey, you are looking to my space. Now, if you wanna see me, it's because you are snug in there, Yeah, so I don't have problem with that. And for example, if I'm staying in another place, I tell my friends, like, if you are uncomfortable with my nudity or not, depending their rules too, because it's their home, So it depends on the space I am, but I try to be as much comfortable as I feel.
So what drives you to promote naturism in the way that you do?
It all started in 2020. As I told you, I was participating actively with Hector in his videos on YouTube. And at that time, he didn't censor any of his videos, So I was working in a middle and high school at that time. And my students grabbed the iPad and they entered to YouTube, And I had my account login. So they were like, let's see what the Miss watches, And it was very strange, Like Hector uploaded his last video. With that video, they closed his channel. In that video, it was an interview of us, And so they saw the video. Well, I don't know if they opened it or not, but they saw the teacher naked and was like, oh my goodness, the teacher is naked on the screen, And so they freak out. But that I already told my coworkers and the principal of the school that I was a nudist and I participated in different events and social media, etc. So everybody knew, But I was working 2 years when my students watched the video, So I was there for 2 years before. And so they saw the video, they got scared, they went with a teacher, and the teacher told them, like, well, why you are logging into her accounts, It's her personal life. But, and the teacher went with the principal, and was like, okay, the students saw this and that. So the principal talked to me, and she said, like, I don't have any problem, but the owner of the school is angry because he's afraid that the parents are going to hear about this, and we don't want any problems. And it's like, why there should be a problem? It's like, it's my personal life. So we went into a house, how do you call it? A workhouse. I forgot the word, because of COVID. So everybody went into their houses and we started working with the screens, I started to feel that they were pushing me a little bit more than the normal. It's like probably they want me to quit before they fired me. But of course, I was like, well, I like my job. I don't want to quit. By July, they end my contract because they said that I didn't have any a document that they needed. I was like, well, 2 teachers that you already hire them again in their contract. They don't have the same documents that you are asking me for. So I know you are not firing me for this. So I understand the reasons why you're firing me. I think that you are being dishonest because the how do you call it, like the phrase of your school says that we accept diversity, And it's like, you are not accepting diversity. And I was like, you are just accepting the diversity that you think is right for you, no? So they fired me, and I had like two positions, no, like hide myself, look for another school, and like not talking about who I am and what I do, or looking for an opportunity of who I am. No, so it's like, I don't want like, well, in Mexico, being a teacher is terrible paid. So it's like, okay, what am I looking for? No, like because I am a nudist, I got fired, but I can find an opportunity in this same sector. Now it's like, I can look for something. I am good at teaching. I can look for my own students. Like, okay. And so all my creativity started to like awake. And so, yeah, that's how like my anger started to see, like, because this is something very common. Many nudists hide because they are afraid of being fired. No, and it's something terrible that happens that is illegal. Well, at least here in my country, it's illegal, no? And so I was like, why? Why would we need to hide? We need to raise our voices. We need to look more to create conscious, and we need to work for, in my opinion, federation should work on that so they can protect also nudist people. And so that's how I was like, okay, I want to raise my voice. I want to create conscience. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to hide. No. So that's how everything started. I started to look for students. Fortunately, the nudist community started to look for my services, and my content started to be viewed. So it's like, okay, I think I'm going in the right path. No. Follow your,
Wow.
and things will come out.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story, actually. And it'd be sad that you had to sort of, they let go of you in your job just because of your naturism. But
Yeah.
I think you're very brave doing that. But how does naturism make you feel? What is it? Why do you want to be naked? What's that feeling that you get and that you want to spread to other people?
Well, first of all, being myself, but also being my own. No, it's like when I was a child, I suffered of many sexual abuse. So I grew up thinking that my body does not belong to me. No, so and it's something that happens a lot in this culture, that the female naked body does not belong to the female, belongs to everybody else. No.
Right.
So when I started to feel that empowerment, like, it's my naked body, and it doesn't matter that it's naked or dressed, it's mine. And I make the decisions if I want to wear or not clothes. No, so for me, it means that, no, like, I belong to myself and I feel free of being myself. No, so having that feeling for me is like, everybody should try it. No, because it not only frees you physically of the beauty standards, but for me, it healed me mentally. No, like accepting myself, affirming that I am enough. And so all that stuff is something that I want to transmit to especially other women.
Yep, I can 100% relate to that. And I think a lot of other women will relate to that too. A lot of women do use nudity as a healing tool because it's about getting control back and taking ownership of your body, and you deciding whether you're going to clothe it or not, whether you're going to be around other people or not. It's your choice. You're taking back ownership again.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, women, will relate to that.
Yeah.
What challenges do women face in naturism?
Ooh, that's a
Or
long.
maybe there aren't any.
I think that, well, that will be interesting. No, like, I'm not sure, being in different cultures, if I do believe that we have the same line, probably in others more way than the other culture, but in my experience, the fear of the beauty standards. No, first of all, like, my boobs are big, my boobs are small, or I have, how do you call estrias, marks,
Stretch marks.
stretch marks. I have stretch marks, I have belly rolls, etc. No, all those beauty standards that affect us. And for example, the other day, a woman told me she wanted to go to an event, no, but it was going to be her first time. And she said, can I go only topless? Because that will make me feel more comfortable, no? And at first I was like, yeah, why not? But then I would like to hear your opinion on my thinking. And I was like, we need to stop perpetuating the thinking of watching women as something fragile, no? And I told her, like, well, I don't mind, but the rule is naked, no, men or women. We have the exception that if you're in your period, if you feel more comfortable with underwear, we don't mind, no. But if you're using underwear as a form of protection, then that is where I said no, because just because you are a woman and you feel more I forgot the word, vulnerable, then you can use underwear, no? But then she said, not underwear, she said a tongue. And I was like, that does not cover at all. Like, no.
That's no protection whatsoever.
And so, and my thinking is, we need to stop perpetuating that the women are more fragile, that the women need more protection because we are more vulnerable. Of course, we need to create a safe space, no? And for me, a safe space is everybody's going to be equal and everybody's going to respect everybody, no matter if you're a man or if you're a woman, no? I told her, and unfortunately, at the end, she was like, "Okay, yeah, you're true. You're right. I need to respect the rules, and the rules is no clothes, no." And she joined, and she was dancing, and she was enjoying. I was like, "That's the point, no." Many times we have the fear mentally, and nobody is in the event. Nobody is looking at you. Nobody is criticizing you. Everybody's in their own mood, enjoying the party, no. But we have that mental fear that blocks us and does not allow to join. But I don't know, that's something that I think we need to stop putting that, because we are women and we had more historical challenges on body empowerment, that we need to treat us differently. I think we need to start treating us not in the same, but treating us as humans. No, that's my feeling and that's my opinion.
I think you're right, actually. But I also think women, regardless of naturism or not, have been used to being treated in a certain way by men. That's outside of naturism. And it's only within naturism I've found it to be a completely level playing field, to the point that I've stopped seeing gender.
Yeah.
You know, we're just people, and we're just people enjoying the same things, just not wearing any clothes. And one thing I have noticed is, like at a naturist event, men do go over the top, thinking women need protection, thinking that we're fragile. But actually, it's a little bit overwhelming where they're trying too hard to look after you. And I just want to say to men, like, just back off. If a woman wants help, support, she will ask you.
Yeah. And that's something that I found out. It's super interesting. And now that I'm single and I started to go to events again, I started that men want to, like, two people behind you protecting you. It's like, I don't need protection. I have my mouth to talk. I can put my limits. I can defend myself now. And if I need any help or anything, I will look for you and I will ask your help. No, but I did notice that if you are single, they treat you differently as if you are in a relationship.
Right.
No? And I was like, why there should be differences in there? No, it's like, I can defend myself in a relationship or if I'm single. No, I'm an individual.
It's true. It's true. Angie, how do we encourage other women to give naturism a go? What advice would you give to a woman that might be interested?
I would say make whatever makes you feel comfortable. No, start with your own skin. Try not to compare yourself with other women, because everybody is a totally different story. and be happy of the story. Probably not all the time has been a happy background, no, but be happy of how strong is your body that has been able to survive all the battles that you have been fighting, and how strong you are that you are here right now. No, so be thankful for your body and how your body has protected you from every challenge that you have had, and make yourself comfortable, no, in your house, with your family, with your, if you are in a relationship, individually, however. And not necessarily you need to become a nudist or naturist, no, to enjoy your body, but I will say respect your body by not comparing it with others. And if you enjoy being naked at us, well, welcome to the club, and you will not regret it, and you will not want to go back again. Wearing clothes.
And if a woman was to say to you, but I heard it's all about sex, you know, people are going to look at me and want to have sex in a naturist environment, what would you tell them?
Well, I think actually I've seen more sexual activities in a bar than in a nudist community. No. And in a bar, there are many people with clothes. So, yeah.
I think that's, I mean, for me, that's why I promote naturism as best I can, or as much as I do, because I want people to realize that we're not a bunch of weirdos. We're not a bunch of swingers, and a naturist club is probably the unsexiest environment.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Do you have any further thoughts or snippets of information for women or people actually thinking about naturism? What would you say, what it is and what it isn't?
Well, naturism, nudism is about acceptance, it's about respect, it's about self-love. And what, for me, what it isn't is not a swinger club, is not comparing yourself, is not rejection, is not hate, is all the opposite. No, so yeah, definitely nudism has changed a lot of lives. Like, I have heard many people how nudism has helped them healing body image, emotionally depression, anxiety, etc. Physically also, some people. So it's not only the feeling of being free of clothes. No, it has a lot of benefits that has helped many people, and it will continue. No, so hopefully you allow yourself to heal, or to enjoy, or to empower those things that needs to be work. No.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful. So if you want to follow Angie or see any of her promoting naturism, we'll have some links for you to follow. But Ange, thank you very much. It's been lovely talking to you. I hope you come back again. We'll chat more.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
Take care. What an interesting story Angie's got. From the sexual abuse side of it to fighting for her job and her position, and then owning it and turning quite a negative into a very positive situation for her. Now embracing nudity as a way of life and a career for her. I think in regards to being fearful of people finding out that you're a naturist or it having an impact on your careers, can be justified. However, if we don't talk about naturism as a normal thing to do, it's always going to be seen as something you should hide. We all know that there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, you're just like everybody else doing everything else, just choosing not to wear clothes. But I think just telling people is normalizing it. It's making it less scary, less weird. In my experience, when I've mentioned, or people, my friends and family know that I'm a naturist, it just opens up conversations. And you never know, somebody might be waiting for you to start the conversation. They might be a naturist already. The more we talk about it, the less speculation there'll be of what naturism is and what it isn't. For British Naturism members, there is a legal helpline, which you can visit online, bn.org.uk/policing. If you've experienced any sort of sexual abuse, there are some wonderful organisations that you can go to for some help. Wherever you are in the world, don't be afraid to ask for help. We'd love to hear from you at Women in Focus. So if you'd like to get in touch, you can email us at womeninfocus@bn.org.uk, or for more information, you can log on to bn.org.uk/womeninfocus. I hope you join us again next time, where we've got more interesting people from across the world. Till next time.